Finding exact values of partial derivatives is only just one extra step of substituting in the xy values at the end. So here we have a function of two variables, x and y, and you're asked to find the exact values of partial dp dx and partial dp dy when x equals 2, y equals 1. So we want to find out the exact rate of change at x equals 2, y equals 1. So first things first, let's find partial dp dx. Now we've got p as equal to 1000 plus this all over 10. Now that 10 has got to be divided into each of those. Now that's 1 divided by 10, which is equal to 0.1 x squared, plus that 4 has got to be divided by 10, so that'll be 0.4 xy, plus, and that'll be 0.2 y squared. Now the reason I've done that is that makes that a lot easier to find the derivative of. So our next step is to find the partial dp dx. Now when we do this, we know we're going to keep, with respect to x, we're going to keep y constant. So derivative of a constant is 0, so that'll be 0. Derivative of this will be 0.2x, so you multiply 2 times the 0.1 and take 1 off the power. In this case here, when we find the derivative with respect to x, y is constant, so it'll be plus 0.4y like my coefficient, and the derivative of x, the power of 1, is just equal to 1. So that term, the derivative of that, y is constant, so we don't touch it, it'll be 0.4y, and then we find the derivative of x with respect to x, which is 1. And the last term, if y is constant, then all of that will just be a constant, and so derivative of a constant is 0. So our next step is when x equals 2, y equals 1, the partial derivative with respect to x, we just do the substitution, will be 0.2 times x, which is equal to 2, plus 0.4 times 1, which is 0.4 plus 0.4, which is 0.8. And the second one is to find the partial dp dy. We go right back up to here. So if we're doing with respect to y, x's are going to be constant, derivative of that is 0. X is a constant, so all of that terms are constant, and the derivative with respect to y of a constant is 0. So we've got 0, derivative of that 0, derivative of that 0. Now if this is with respect to y, then that x is going to be constant, so it'll be 0.4x, and then the derivative of y, the power of 1, is just equal to 1, plus derivative of this with respect to y. There's no x's involved, so it's just 2 times that, which will be 0.4 y to the power of 1, which we don't write. So our next thing is to do the substitution when x equals 2 and y equals 1. Partial dp dy equals 0.4 times x is equal to 2 plus 0.4 y is equal to 1. And we get a value of 0.8 plus 0.4, which will be equal to 1.2. Okay, so that's just finding exact values. You do the partial derivatives first and then substitute in the x values and y values.